So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close out our show with the Fitz take. And we've already seen our first hire of the cycle as of us recording this episode is Mike Vrabel is now the Patriots head coach. And it kind of brought up a conversation between me and Elijah because we started talking about a report where Marcus Freeman is drawing interest from the Chicago Bears to potentially become a head coach. And the topic is, are college football jobs just as equal as NFL jobs? Because now you look at the landscape of how NIL is, you look at the salary cap in the NFL. Are some of these college program jobs just as prestigious as getting an NFL job? Elijah, what do you think?
Man, I'm gonna say yeah. You're leading men when in college. You're leading young men, and then they're eventually graduating to being a man. But the thing about it all is the championships in college. I feel like as I alluded to last week, with Steve Sarkisian and stuff, you can get away without winning a national championship for so long. You know what I'm saying? So especially if you have one of the most talented things in the talented rosters in the league. In the NFL football, you can't do it too much. Mike Tomlin is probably the only exception because he had a winning record every year. He's been a head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Other than that, you've seen Andy Reid get let go, and he was one of the most winningest coaches in Philadelphia. And now look at what he's doing in Kansas City. You see him get let go. You've seen a lot of players, a lot of coaches, have one and done. Gerard Mayo didn't even get a chance to go for a second plate. He had one serving, and that was it. He's gone. It's like, to me, it's the same, but in an aspect of firing, they take a longer time to get rid of a coach. So to me, it's the same thing, especially with your leading people, the way how the program is looked. Now you have to manage egos because money is getting paid. Carson Beck gets what, $4 million, is more than Jaden Daniels right now, and he's up there. Couldn't be potentially be the rookie of the year. So you have to manage egos, make sure everybody stay in one course, make sure everybody gets this one job done, which is win a championship, win ball games, and win a championship. So it's the same to me. So coaching and NFL landscapes are pretty much the same. But I do got one thing I want to say about. I see Dion getting an opportunity. Well, the Raiders don't want him now. All of a sudden, I don't know what's going on. The only thing I want to say about that is with Dion, I think Dion is in the most perfect situation he can be, leading young men. I don't think he can coach his son forever. I don't like that. I think that sometimes, it's like raising a child. He got to leave the nest sometime. He got to spread his wings sometime. Um, I get that he's trying to say that only certain teams could draft him and things like that, with that being said. But I think Dion, yes, coaching probably can be the same as it is in college and into the leagues. But I think this is the time you got to let your sons fly. You got to let them fly. I love you. I love Dion. I love what he's done with every program. But he has to let his son fly. He has to see what Shador could do for Shador. He has to see what Shiloh could do for Shiloh. And he talks about Travis being his son. He got to see what Travis could do for Travis. He led him to the water. Now let him go ahead and do what he got to do. That's it. That's what I'm gonna say about Dion and some. But the coaching aspects of it is the same to me.
Yeah, man. I don't think it's the same at all. I think the NFL is a different beast. And when you look at it, just a few college coaches that moved on to the NFL. Jim Harbaugh, obviously, he's back with the Chargers, but originally he coached with the 49ers. Pete Carroll, Steve Spurrier, Nick Saban, Bobby Petrino, Chip Kelly, Butch Davis, Jimmy Johnson, Paul Brown, Bill O'Brien, Lou Holtz, Tom Coughlin, Matt Rule, Urban Meyer, Doug Marrone, Cliff Kingsbury. Like, out of all of those guys that I listed, Tom Coughlin won a Super Bowl. I think Paul Brown won one. Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll, and then Jim Harbaugh went to the Super Bowl. Not a lot of college coaches are able to make the transition and be as successful. Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach to ever grace the grass, and he couldn't make it work in Miami. It's just a different beast. because, like you said, you are coaching men. You're not coaching, bro. You now some of these guys, especially with ways some of these coaches are getting opportunities, like Baltimore's defensive coordinator Zach Orr. Like I was listening, I was like Zach Orr. I was like, I remember, did he play for the Ravens? I looked it up. Dude's 32, right? So there are players on that roster that are probably older than him, if not the same age. It's a different beast. 99.9% of the time in college, the coaches are older than the players. So the jurisdiction is still like a yes sir type of relationship. Like a lot of coaches might say, you don't have to yes sir me or anything like that, but from a respect factor, it's a yes sir type of relationship. You get to the NFL, it's yeah, Chip, yeah, Nick. It's not Coach Saban. It don't have to be like that. It's not Coach Johnson. It's not Coach Harbaugh. It's Jim. You know why? Because if you 32 and I'm 32, you Jim. I'm sorry. And I'm from the South, bro. Like I say yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, all of that good stuff. But it's just a different relationship. The playing fields are different. And that's why not all college coaches are able to transition, because the position of power is completely different. And these guys are older. And so when they see something on film, after a couple of times, they able to shut it down. Oh, you got these RPOs and this read option and all that? Okay, let me scheme up and beat this. So you coming in here with this college stuff, like it's good to have a few wrinkles and aspects of it in the professional game, but for the most part, the pros is the pros. You look at guys that had a lot of success early on in their careers. You think about an RG3, came on the scene, was running that read option, him and Alfred Morris. People was like, they gonna run the league for the next 15 years. The year after they came back and they got some film on her and they started scraping them linebackers and blitzkrieging him. And the rest was history. It's a different ball game, man. The NFL is its own beast and college football is its own beast. Now, if you're talking about in terms of the amount of money that you can make and what you can be able to do in terms of control, possibly it could be argued that it is the same thing. But in terms of it just being like, what is the better job or the bigger job, the more important job? It's the NFL. Ain't nothing bigger than the Shield, bro. Ain't nothing bigger than the Shield. It's the Shield. That little circle NCAA logo. It might be second or third, or it might be behind some of them other pro leagues, but ain't nothing bigger than the Shield. We already talked about in the earlier episodes, which y'all can go check that out, that the NFL wins Christmas Day over the NBA now. And as long as they continue to have games, they are going to continue to win. So they're going to win across the board and everything, bro. Like, it's something when, like I said, out of those like 12 something coaches that I named, Harbaugh, Carroll, Johnson, Coughlin, and Paul Brown. So those that 5 of the 12, 13 guys that I named. Like, not a whole. And then the guys that I'm naming, Tom Coughlin been gone from coaching for a minute. Jim Harbaugh just came back. Pete Carroll is probably one of your more recent guys. Jimmy Johnson been coached out of the game for a long time. You feel me? So, nah, man. It's a different beast when you're talking about the Shield. I think the transition is not as easy. And I think that's why, I think where there's smoke, there's fire. Like Dion, I think we'll probably have some type of conversation with the Raiders to try to make something work to where he can get there and, coach his sons and all those things like that. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to the control factor of it. And, now with NIL added into college football, it shifts a little bit, but bro, it's still a yes sir, no sir type of relationship there in the college ranks. It just is. It is what it is. So, y'all, that's our take on this. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Are NFL coaching jobs and college coaching jobs on the same playing field? And do you think that they will eventually even out at some point? If you don't think they are even, will they eventually even out with the way that NIL is taking over and the transfer portal is taking over with things? So E, you got anything else, man?
No, man. I'm just getting ready. I know we got something big tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We got something big tomorrow. Can't wait for that. But no, man, just getting ready for the week, the rest of the week, the work week, and call it a day.
No, I feel you, man. We'll have the college football playoff championship, national championship game on January the 20th. We'll have the divisional round, the NFL playoffs over the next weekend as well. So football season is getting ready to round out, man, but we're still having fun with it, and we'll start focusing a little bit more on towards basketball.
Hold up, before you get to watching this video, let me talk to you for a second. Hit that bell down below and subscribe to the Fitz Take Podcast YouTube channel so you'll know when every episode is dropping or if something has been posted on this page. Also, be sure to follow me and Elijah on our social media platforms. They will be linked down in the description. Now back to the episode.